Okay. Show me.
It's a cruel It's a cruel, cruel summer. Leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Down and wrong. You're not the only one. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel, cruel summer.
Deadpit.com and Born to be Rad presents the complete history of Arrow Video, Year 1. With special guest co-host, Stuntman Marq.
Howdy, everybody, and welcome. What is going on? It is the long-awaited, much anticipated. I know Mark has been anticipating it for about the last 6 months.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
Arrow Video, the complete first year, which was not an easy list to track down. I want to be quite honest with you. I don't know if you guys looked into it, but yeah, I mean, Google was not my friend this time.
I gave it a shot for like 5 minutes and I was like, I'm going to let CK do all the work.
Exactly. I was looking for it and I was like, I don't even know where he's going to find this list from. And then you send it over and I was like, I don't know how he found this, because I was looking on Wikipedia and they were talking about Arrow, but they didn't give no lists or anything like that on there. So it's pretty cool and interesting how you kind of came across this. It was a big help for sure.
Yeah, I actually, I didn't come across it. I ended up just searching Amazon.co.uk and looking up each individual title and looking at the dates that way. That was the only way to do it.
A lot of people don't know this, but Mark works at GameStop, and that's where he's currently broadcasting from.
Yeah, they sell movies, so I'm just standing in the Arrow Video section.
Yeah, yeah. Go to the Arrow Video section of your local GameStop.
That's right.
He's using the green screen to hide. He's a hoarder. He was on an episode of Hoarders back in the day, and he's just hiding what he's
Yeah.
really got.
I got-
They
back there.
found
I've got decayed DVDs under the couch.
that's right.
But this is going to be a fun show because a lot of these movies, I mean, we may have mentioned them here and there, but some of them for sure I know we've never talked about. And Arrow, I mean, I'm a big fan of their stuff. I really am. So it's kind of good to go back and see where it all started because I don't think a lot of people really remember. There's a lot of youngsters around now, which I'm not going to point any of them out, but you guys may not remember actually how long ago Arrow Video started. And we're going to talk about that and kind of the precursor to Arrow Video as well. They've been around quite a while, longer than Scream Factory even.
Yeah, I had no
sure
idea
have,
how long. Yeah, until going like kind of doing research for this, I had no idea that they'd been around as long as they had. But I mean, what like they've been around as a company since forever, but only like started releasing, I guess, 2009, something like that.
Yeah, this was my real introduction to kind of like almost like a boutique style company. And then once Scream Factory came out, I kind of was really heading towards Scream Factory because, you know, I wasn't really doing a lot of overseas UK kind of shopping at that point. So when I was getting all these, when they first came out, I was doing a lot of that. And then when like the US titles were coming out, a lot of the Scream Factory were like similar additions to what we were getting. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to sell all these off and wait for Scream Factory to do these additions here. And that's kind of what I did. So coming into the stream tonight and looking at year one, I'm like, it's tough because I've got nothing. They've all been sold. And, you know, I don't really bring anything physical to the table today, but I definitely have stories and stuff regarding some of these releases we're going to talk about.
Well, I mean, the interesting thing about it too, about these is that around that time, I was like, why don't I have any of these? Because a lot of these were like ones that, you know, we were really into at that time. It's because most of them were, you know, region B. And at that time, I didn't have a region B player or anything like that. And majority of these releases are like that. So I guess I waited around for just like something in the US to come out.
Well, that's an interesting story too. And we'll talk about that because not all of them were region B. Got away
Well,
with that for
I
a
should
little
say
while.
they were promoted as region B. Then.
Right.
I'll say that.
It's true. Yeah.
I think for me, like I started pretty much with like the Blue Underground stuff. It was Anchor Bay, then it was Blue Underground, and
Yeah.
Blue Underground has so many titles that were
Yeah.
later released by Arrow. So when they started to like do the double release thing, I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna double dip here because it was like the opposite of like anything else that would come out. Like you look across the catalog, pretty much every other title that Blue Underground didn't release, like Arrow came out with. So that's where I kind of like it kind of caught my attention there pretty much. And I only have one Arrow Films DVD. I know we're gonna get into that a bit, CK, right?
Yeah, we're going to talk about the precursor and everything, but I definitely wanted to give the shout out to everybody in the chat. There's a lot of people burning things up already. I'll try to go through these names pretty quickly and then we'll get started because there are, you know, it's not a Scream Factory year, but it's a pretty good stacked year of releases, and I'm looking forward to talking about them. But Ken Carlson, Maggot Fingers, Waldo, Cinemurdum, L.A. Jewel, Mid-Level Media, our good buddy Kenny that shaved his head completely the other day, and I don't know if that's a look for you or not.
It's just straightforward.
Wow.
Huh? It just wasn't. It's not working.
He's got enough hair to where he could pull it off. I mean, do a comb over
Yeah.
or something. Like with me, I would be Reggie Bannister or something if I were my hair out. But hang on to what you've got. Don't just fucking shave it off.
Well, then I always wonder though too. I always get curious if you do get to that point where you like bick it low or whatever, and then you go to grow it back. Like, is it all coming back? Like that's I don't know how that works. That's
I
No,
thought
no,
maybe, and
no
then the
way.
pandemic started, and I was like, I'll see what it looks like, and it looked like I had the fucking mange. So
Did
I
it
was
look like Hogan? Like,
actually, Hogan's probably looked a little bit better than mine. I mean,
It
back,
looked
like I had weird patches coming in odd spots, and I was like, "Damn, that's bad, boss."
Yeah, that's not a good.
But Ken,
it's
you
not a
could
good look.
leave it alone, Ken. That's all I'm saying. Carlos,
Hey,
Orale,
man.
John Doe Juggalo, Real Fright, Jason Naylor, Saturn Video, Back for Blood, Justin Marino, Jason Naylor, Cornelius Jung, Texas HSXCX something or another 1955, not to be confused with 56. Sean, the mayor, Unknown 6181, Jerry L, Cisco Horror Corner, Captain Horror, which you've got him coming up on the show, don't you?
I do,
Garrett?
yep.
He's got a pretty good channel going on right now.
Oh yeah.
Steve Peekaboo was up past his bedtime, baby. He's in here. He's
Go
got,
to bed.
I shouldn't put that on there, but it's all true. He's not lying.
So wait a minute.
What
So
is it?
so Kenny had a similar situation as I did. Apparently, like he said, he went and had it cut, and they cut it too like low.
They
Do
cut
you
it off.
remember?
It's like this, man. It was no,
Yeah.
they cut it all.
Yeah, if that's the
Cut it
truth,
all.
Ken, then they fucking straight razored you. I don't know how you didn't realize
Break
it.
out the straight razor. He's like, wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, they can't accidentally do that, Ken, unless
No.
it was.
They
you were
did
like-
shave me down like that, though. I look like well, I can't even. You can't even say that anymore on here. What I look like, I can't even say on here.
Yeah, you
But
can't
let's
say
just say that there's a subgroup of people that sport that hairstyle quite
Uh,
a bit.
Tom Petty
Very
wrote
short.
a song about it. We can say that.
That's true. Very true.
My Killer Podcast is in the house, and you guys had a big 1 year anniversary last night. The Rad Pack 1 year extravaganza, which was pretty
We did.
huge.
It was a pretty good show. I mean, a lot of incredible feedback. I mean, it's gotten a lot of views within the last. It hasn't even 24 hours. It's been about 24 hours, but yeah, it seems like a lot of people liked it. A lot of work went into it. So if you guys haven't checked it out, head over to the Rad Pack channel on YouTube and check it out. We had
The-
special guests, some people that were on here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I stayed up past my bedtime. Thanks to what the hell, brother?
Garrett in the back. God damn it! I swear to God. Like I bet he was cussing every breath. Like there was no like rated
Justin, where the
G.
fuck you at?
There's only one person that knows that.
Your wife probably
Somebody-
come downstairs and she was like,
Shut up.
"What the hell did you do?" Oh gosh, but yeah, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm sure I've missed our buddy Bronson's in here. We got to show him some love.
Yo, what up, bro?
$2 super chat. The movie Year One. I've never seen that.
Neither have I.
Oh,
So, all right. And this is a simulcast tonight, so people are checking us out on the Born to Be Rad channel and the Dead Pit channel. Go subscribe to both channels and thumbs up both videos because hey, why not?
Hell yeah.
Go for it. So, Arrow Video, the label that we're talking about tonight started in 2009, but Arrow Films was way back in 1991. And they had a plethora of releases back then. We're not even going to try to go through all those because it's confusing enough as it is right now. Okay. This was the hardest list that I've ever put together. And this is just the first year. Bulls. Arrow, you need to fucking like start a Wikipedia page up with your releases or something. Make it a little bit easier for us.
Mm.
But Mark, I think you're the one that has most of this stuff still. I think a lot of us have
Mhm.
either sold it off or, you know, Uncle Bill can't find none of his. Resold it.
I sold, and I was thinking about that too because I sold the Day of the Dead one. I had the screener release of the Blu-ray of Day of the Dead, and I wore that damn thing out when we got sent it because it was one of the best like transfers of that movie at the time. And then ended up like getting the regular release, sold that when the Scream Factory release came out, and it's just stuff like that happened all the time.
Yeah, a lot of these movies have had re-releases since different labels, mainly Scream Factory, I think, for a lot of this stuff. But
Mhm.
Mark, you did have a pre-Arrow video release that you wanted to showcase. I don't know what year this was, but what do you got?
So from my research, I believe this was released in 2007. This is Deadly Blessing.
Hmm.
And
wow.
it's the Arrow Films release. But if you look inside, there's like this little card that they put in here, and it's got mostly like there's drama and like a few crime movies and stuff, but there's not a lot of horror. There's probably like 2 or 3 genre titles. I see the Russ Meyer box set, which was pretty cool.
Mhm.
But yeah, like even this DVD says horror right there on the side,
Mm.
but like that wasn't their forte back then. So I think eventually they kind of saw where a lot of the collectors like marketplace was like we got to get into this horror thing, and they moved
Here's
over and never left. So I really appreciate them. I love Arrow.
something I've noticed too. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. A lot of these labels, like if you look at Blue Underground, Anchor Bay, and Arrow, they started out with Italian horror film titles. Like a lot of their stuff early on was like Italian horror films. And I'm wondering if that wasn't because like the rights were really cheap to get these titles. There had to be a reason that a lot of these companies started out like with a lot of those titles in the mix. And I can't help but think it was probably because they were affordable.
Well, according to the Wikipedia page, the Arrow Video label ethos was the art of cult films is back. So they were primarily in the early years, and you can definitely tell it's all pretty much cult movies, a lot of European movies. And I think that slogan they still kind of use to this day a little bit. But the interesting thing is, and I don't know what you guys think of this too, because when Arrow Video started, this was 2009. How many labels were around doing what we would call boutique releases then? Synapse would be one of the big ones.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So for me at the time, I think Arrow was the first boutique Blu-ray company that I started to check out, because again, they came up before Scream Factory, but like I always kind of looked at, I was so used to at that point Synapse, Dark Sky, Blue Underground, Anchor Bay. Like I was so used to those labels that I wasn't even really categorizing them as like these odd boutique or like out of the box labels, because for me as a horror collector, those were the labels I was seeing all the time. So it didn't even dawn on me that these were considered boutique labels or anything like that. When Arrow Video came out and started doing like these special packages and not just giving you poster art, and all of a sudden now they're getting you posters, and it's got like a window box, and you can switch the covers of like what you want to be in the front. Like all of that stuff to me was just so mind-blowing at the time. So I think it really set themselves apart from a lot of people, where I was kind of looking at it and be like, not only are these things on Blu-ray now, but now I'm getting this real cool, like it seems very limited, and the boxes are a lot thicker than my other Blu-rays. And it's just like, I really think Arrow is where I started the boutique Blu-ray scene. So I didn't really categorize them with a lot of those other companies, because I was just so used to them.
And the line that we're going to be talking about primarily, which this isn't from the first year, but these releases were the ones that I think really got Arrow's name out there, is what's known as the window box Blu-rays, which this is, I only have a handful of these left. And some of the stuff
I wish I didn't sell mine.
Same.
There were posters and reverse cover art and stuff like that on all these. So they were really the first ones to do this sort of thing. So you could switch the artwork around 4 different ways. There's the Italian. But initially they didn't do Blu-rays for the first, maybe 6 months or so. They were around 6 or 8 months. It was primarily DVDs, and we're going to get into those. I think I've got the dates pretty accurate on this. But the total window box editions, which we were talking about there's only 27 total. So if somebody wanted to be a completionist, it's totally possible to do that. I mean,
I went online on eBay and actually looked up a lot of those just to see like, okay, what are they going for at this point? You could get those like fairly easy. There's only a couple of them that are like up there, but the majority of them now, I guess, where they've got like a bunch of 4K releases and things like that, you can get those fairly cheap now.
Yeah,
but it's only a handful though, right? Like it's not, because I've looked and I can't find any of them.
Let's see. I looked on this particular list just to see like, a couple of them that were on here, and a couple of the other ones. You can get pretty much a lot of them.
Now you're saying the window box Blu-rays?
Yeah, any of the window box ones.
The last one that they ever did was Lisa and the Devil.
Yeah, I didn't have that one.
I wrote that one down because I thought that was kind of interesting. But we're going to go ahead and get started here. They had in 2009, they started out with 3 different titles on June the 29th, 2009. And they're all pretty solid releases, actually. And Mark, if you've got any of these, definitely we'll go through them one by one, hold them up, because
Mhm.
Mark is the one that he's the MVP of this stream.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll try to be. Kind of put me on the
The,
spot. I hope I am.
House by the Cemetery is one of those, a Lucio Fulci film,
I think I've got that one. 1 second.
which this was again a DVD only release initially, and definitely I would say one of Fulci's more popular releases. There you go. And the art style on the DVDs was pretty much a white DVD case with a white. It did look similar to the Blu-ray that they would eventually release, but yeah, they were all kind of stylized in that way.
Yeah, because initially it was I'm looking at this Arrow Films release and it's a clear case. So I'm not sure if they were ever doing like the standard black cases, but I love the white case aesthetic. I mean, it looks like a showcase of something really original. And then the artwork, of course, is just really cool. Like,
Mhm.
you know, I'm usually about the actual cover that comes out, but their art was always good. I love it.
Did they use the same artist, I think, for a lot of those covers?
I think so. They a lot of them felt very similar. A lot of those like commissioned artwork that you were
Yeah, I
getting.
don't know if they've got them listed here, but definitely it's similar. The Beyond one that I held up is kind of similar to that one.
Mhm.
So
The
maybe
one-
someone in the chat can throw the name out there.
The one for Macabre is amazing. Like that.
Yes, it is.
That's like one of my favorites. But
And-
I was thinking too, like looking on the back of these, especially like House by the Cemetery and Macabre and a couple other ones. This had to be some of the first time these films were like uncut, right? Like that they were probably over in the UK uncut.
In the
like
UK,
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
we're talking.
I don't know if Dirk is in here, but I'm wondering he would know more about the what is the band movies? What they call them over there?
The Video Nasties.
Video nasty list. Yeah, how many
yeah.
of these were on that list? Macabre, I gotta think that was one of that would
It,
have to be.
it had to be, yeah.
Yeah. So Umberto Bava, you guys talked about that one not too long ago, Uncle Bill.
Yeah, this is a good segue into that. Yeah, at Uncle Bill's Tour of Italy show that's every Monday at 10. Yeah, we talk about those kind of movies.
And you got to
Just
think
thought
that what year did that one come out? 1980? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. That was a pretty offensive concept in 1990. Well, now too, but in
It's way ahead of its time, yeah.
Yeah. So any thoughts or memories on Macabre, guys? I know that that was one that I always kind of went back to. I think it was Anchor Bay DVD way back. Yeah, you got it. There you go. That'll give you an idea of what the movie's about.
That is the craziest art I've ever seen.
Right.
I mean, the
speaking-
movie.
sorry,
conceptually, it's crazy.
Graham Humphreys was the artist. Horror Collector said so for those.
Oh, cool.
The Arrow stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so he's a bloke over there in the UK with a
If he's-
name like Graham
Humphreys.
Humphreys.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
We did.
Popular genre VHS.
Before I forget here, what if your house got robbed by a table? You've had one too many gummies tonight, Bobby Reynolds.
I don't even know how to wrap my mind around that. That's like one of those riddles or something that you can't.
Yeah,
some
he's
sort of
got me. I'm like,
philosophical.
I'm wondering if I'm missing something. Like,
Bulls.
Yeah.
Somebody just got out of Floyd County Jail tonight.
Bug-eyed Betty, bam a lamb, bug-eyed Betty, bam a lamb. Little Betty has some pills, bam a lamb. She's looking for some thrills, bam a lamb.
wow, she's back.
Just said, I've got a 2-for-1 tonight with Pretty Boy Garrett and Mark. Where are my natty lights and blue pills, Uncle Bill?
No, it's
We'll
this
need
way.
them tonight. So yeah, one in particular art that Graham, I think it was the same artist because it looks the same, is the Inferno release. You guys remember that one? That's probably in year 2, but I still have that one.
Which one is it?
Inferno, the
Oh.
Argento movie, which that one has not had a re-release on Blu-ray, has it? I don't think so.
Inferno. I don't know. Did Blue Underground?
Blue
do that
Underground
one?
put that out.
I
Yeah.
thought so.
And
Speaking of Macabre, did that ever have anything after DVD? I don't think I have it other than a DVD still.
Yeah, it has because I looked it up when we did the Bava show.
There's a UK Blu-ray of it.
There's
I have
a
it.
yeah,
But nothing here in the US.
not that I know of.
And I
Not
think
yet.
did Anchor Bay do the DVD? Do you guys remember?
It seems like it would be. I
think
mean,
it was.
if it wasn't, it was probably Blue Underground.
Right.
One
Yeah,
of
I
the two.
agree.
Heavy Metal Turtles. If you need an address, just email me deadpit@gmail.com and I'll hook you up. The P.O. box is for small items. Uncle Bill gets his Adam and Eve orders.
I knew that motherfucker was going there. Yeah, I get all that stuff from there.
When are you going to
Although
build
some
out
of
that-
them are getting kind of bigger, Uncle Bill. They put that little slip in there and they said, come pick up the extra sized one.
They're making
That's
me
all
want to
that's
like charge us extra for a bigger mailbox.
Did you start that house project yet with the room?
Yeah,
Are you still
yeah. I'm
working
knocking. The wall's knocked out. I'm just pushing it back,
Oh yeah.
pushing
Yeah.
everything back into the sex dungeon.
It's just gonna have like DVDs and like toys and shit.
That's right.
So
I'm just gonna wrap
Macabre,
myself up in like these limited edition posters. Just kind of roll around on the floor. Oh God!
you can't go wrong with Macabre, though. I think everybody kind of recommend that. That's a pretty offensive movie, and I've got mad
It's-
respect for it.
Pretty much offensive in all ways. Yeah.
Also on that day it was a trifecta of the first three releases. Dario Argento Sleepless from 2001,
Mhm.
which very underrated Argento movie, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love that
And
artwork there too. It's great.
I was just about to bring that up. So with the Argento titles, especially, there's like a running theme of like half naked women on the cover, which I mean that doesn't bother me, but like
Right. How do they get
It-
away with that?
that's what I was gonna say. Like they're really bold over there. I mean, I wouldn't think that like, this would be politically correct to like sit on a store shelf, but hey,
Maybe they had price stickers over the nipples and they totally got away with it after that.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like the Inferno cover, if anybody remembers the Inferno cover, it's pretty much a bare ass on that cover.
Mhm.
But Sleepless, you guys got any thoughts on that? I think that was the last great Argento movie.
that's always what I think about. Like when I think of the movie, it's probably his last great one for sure. Great music, some pretty
Not
cool.
true. Not true. False news.
Don't you say Dracula?
Dracula 3D.
I knew it was coming.
Shut your mouth.
That's funny.
Come on.
Oh, Dracula.
You know what Steve does when he watches Dracula 3D?
Jacks off. I'm pretty sure that's what he does when he watches any Italian film.
Just pretty.
Oh shit.
Oh, poor Steve.
So yeah, that was the initial three releases. Sleepless also had wasn't that the last movie that had the paint blood in it too? There was like that old school Argento blood that was in that.
It was like that. Yeah.
I like that. I don't know why. Continued on though, the DVD release of George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead came out on September the 20th of 2009, I think. Yeah.
I thought that was the Blu-ray.
That is the
Well-
Blu-ray. Well,
There's a Blu-ray. Well, I guess it was a Blu-ray and DVD combo, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe.
So that was the first. They got two different dates here. So 3/1/10 is the Blu-ray. Again, we're going through these. I don't know how it just depends on what Amazon has.
Mhm.
So the thing about this one though, guys, is evidently a lot of the inventory for that DVD was destroyed in like a warehouse fire. So I had heard that a lot of the a lot of the editions of that never got out. So it's kind of one of the rare Argento or Arrow releases, the Dawn of the Dead one.
Yeah, that was the first Arrow video title I ever bought, was that Dawn of the Dead Blu-ray with the window box. And sadly, I've sold it since then. I thought for sure it was going to get a Scream Factory release. Once they did Day, I'm like, ah. So I sold both Day and Dawn arrows because I'm like, it's coming. And and I got great money for those too, you know. So, but you know, shame on me, it never really came until Second Sight got their hands on it. So
See, I had the Anchor Bay one, and I
That
saw
I had
it. I was
too.
like, yeah, for sure they're coming out with Dawn of the Dead again, right? But no, still to this day here in the U.S., that was the last. You know, the Anchor Bay one in like 2008. That was the last release.
Same, yeah, I sold that one. Actually, I think I gave that one to my brother. I think he probably still has it, but yeah, I thought for sure it was coming.
Yeah,
Still waiting.
I figured these releases would be around forever, you know, like I didn't think that they would ever switch over the format. When they did, I was really upset because like to some people, like it's, you know, it's a window essentially to see the artwork. And I know some people don't care about slip covers, slip cases, whatever, but I really like the aesthetic. It looks cool. I mean, I'm Garrett. I know you're all about that. The aesthetic of like the way they line up on the shelf, stuff like
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
These look really awesome. I mean, they look, they're not special editions or anything, but that's what they look like. I mean, it's just the whole presentation. I wonder even like who came up with the idea to do something like that. Like,
I think it's still probably my favorite design of any like, you know, boutique label or anything like that that released anything. I think that this particular design is still overall my favorite.
yeah, and
because
they,
I mean,
they go in the side.
yeah, we've seen slip covers, slip boxes before, but the quality of those are thick because they had to be to house that plastic. That was different.
Oh.
And I just really like the idea that you could switch which you had in the front, like by either flipping the art, and you could kind of choose which one you wanted to be your front piece, which I always thought was kind of a really cool effect.
Then you had your side piece. But you got to have that.
Oh yeah,
Look at
side piece.
Well, and you can flip the covers over, and you got two more to alternate.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's true.
And people, I think what Arrow got really early on to was the collector's mentality. Okay. So that's why they did all of them like this, the Blu-rays eventually, because look, they all look nice and classy on the shelf. Aside from those little stickers right there. I hate those damn things.
I hate them too, but you know.
But made everything uniform. And they started even with the DVD, which I think is really smart. But I think the Blu-rays, though, when we're talking about that first initial Blu-ray from Arrow Video, so that was region free. I think they said it was region B, right? That was what they did. But word got out pretty quick that these will play on any player across the world,
across the universe.
Yeah, the galaxy, if you will. And
I've got to say, man, that for that time period, the Dawn and Day transfers were fucking insane.
Yeah,
Like,
I still think they're really solid.
yeah, like I remember watching those and I was like, this is crazy. Like at that time period, I'm like, this is crazy, like how good these look, as opposed to even any of the DVDs or anything at that time.
Yeah, like there's no region code stamped on the back, so yeah, like this would be a win for like anybody back then.
Well, and the thing is, too, the Anchor Bay was already out of print, I think, at that point. So if you wanted Dawn of the Dead on Blu-ray, that was the only way to do it.
I remember seeing the Anchor Bay Dawn of the Dead at Disc Jockey, and they had it for like $100, and that was like it was already out of print at that time. It was insane amount of money.
I mean, I know that we've tried to ask Sleepy this, but he's not going to be honest with us. Let's just be real. What is it? Why is Rubenstein so uptight about re-releasing that movie here in the U.S.? What is it?
Slippy would tell you. I know exactly what he would say. He'd be like, he's the gatekeeper for all these movies, and he's trying to make sure that, you know, they don't get oversaturated.
They don't get seen by anybody in the US.
Well, they don't get. He's trying to make sure that. But there's definitely something. What it probably is, honestly, is that guy's probably wants too much damn money for the rights. So that's probably what's keeping it from being done in the U.S. again.
Well, it's wild because, I mean, obviously Day had a little bit of a problem for a while. That went out of print and it was kind of hard to get. And then obviously Scream Factory got it. It's just wild to me that no one's been able to kind of pull Dawn for some reason.
Yeah. I guess he's wanting too much money, the greedy motherfucker. Continuing on, though, the Dawn of the Dead release, still to this day, though, I mean, that's probably the most affordable. I don't know if the Anchor Bay one is still pricey, but it's probably the most affordable way to get it. I mean, if you want to get the 4K and everything, that's kind of what, about $100. at this point.
Oh, the big box, the big
Yeah.
purple
Well,
one.
there's a smaller box too. I
Right.
still think it's close to $100. So
I
There's
think the
another-
purple one's pretty expensive, but
There's another 4K of it. I showed it to UB like a month or two ago. It's like I think it's an ESC release, and it's like a VHS tape, but it's got the 4K, the Blu-ray, and then like some posters and stuff in it. It's a pretty cool release. It's not that hard to find, but it is slightly up there in price. It might be like $40-$50. It's not too bad.
cool. Continuing on.
Mark, just to take a second here. Mark is like, you remember John Cena in that movie where he's like selling drugs or whatever, and he like pulls out the fucking suitcase thing, and it's got like every drug imaginable. That's what Mark is to like Blu-rays and fucking
He'll hook
4K.
you up with all kinds of
Like,
information.
Yeah, but not just that. He's got every like anything that you could think of in like 15 different formats.
Well, I mean,
he's
look at
just
his
like,
collection back there.
Yeah.
Hey,
I opened my own store. That's right.
he's like the
I'm
last
like-
gamer of movies.
He's showing
even
me
a-
shit. I'm just like, where in the world did you even like hear about this? And he's like, oh, I've got connections. Like he's some sort of Colombian drug lord or something. He's like, I've got connections amongst the underworld.
I know a thing or two about a thing or two. I got friends in this town, and they tell me things.
his collection's sick too because he has his own store, but like you can't buy anything. You just come and look, and then you have to leave.
That's right.
You just look at what he got, and then you got.
And you have to put white gloves on if you want to touch anything.
I feel like that's probably the case.
November the 23rd, 2009, the DVD release. And this was a big one for the UK as well, because this was another video nasty. Silent Night, Deadly Night. And this movie's received a ton of releases over the years. And I think this may have been the first one in the UK since it was banned. Is that
great
not right?
artwork too on this one?
Yeah. Again, the naked lady or half naked lady.
Oh, God.
My Lord.
Like, I have no issue with it.
Well, this, at
really
least
cool.
she's got like
That's filth.
she's got bows on her nipples, so they
She
kinda-
does.
Garrett, you got any thoughts?
I always thought
Look
it
at
was
that.
cool artwork, actually.
That's classy right there.
Yeah.
Those Graham Humphreys knows where it's at.
That's
And Silent Night, Deadly Night, yeah, classic for sure, all-time classic. And is there anything exclusive to that edition, Mark, that you know of? Or
No.
I hate that movie, by the way. Movie gets me goddamn flashbacks.
we're going to have the shoot interview on Silent Night, Deadly Night,
Yeah.
or at least the
Oh,
behind
boy.
the scenes, and explain things to you guys. So yeah, that was it for 2009. Going into 2010, Street Trash, which is one of my favorites.
This is a great
Yeah.
cover too.
It was.
That's a killer edition there of Street Trash.
And that was another one I sold as well when the Synapse Blu-ray came out.
Yeah, I
Another
don't
cool
think
piece
I-
of artwork too.
Mm.
Sorry,
Yeah,
my
I love
light.
that.
I don't know if you
Guess
guys can see
it's
that.
green.
Yeah. It's pretty cool though.
Yeah, Street Trash, I think, was it Synapse that came out with they came out with the Blu-ray kind of early on. I don't know if the Blu-ray was out.
It was like, yeah, it was called some kind of edition, like the melting something
Meltdown.
edition, meltdown edition. Yeah.
Yeah.
so I don't know which one came first, if it was the DVD from Arrow or the Blu-ray from Synapse. Not
We
really
should have done
sure.
our research on that. 'cause
I
have no idea.
think it was probably Arrow because I think I had Arrow first, and then when the Synapse one came out, I had both, and then at one point I was like, why do I need two? I think I was probably a space issue or something, so that just went with my I just started selling off those white Arrows because I just kept getting like the more of the US releases and stuff. So I'm pretty sure Arrow was first.
What's interesting too is like there's a lot of these that never received the Blu-ray counterpart, or if they did, it was much later.
Mm.
And I wonder what the deal was with that, because it's kind of interesting. Some of them debuted with Blu-ray and DVD, but the majority of them was DVD only.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, I'm not sure if Mark has this. I've never seen this movie. It was the
I guarantee he
long-awaited,
does.
the long-awaited sequel to Herschel Gordon Lewis, Blood Feast. It's Blood Feast 2.
Oh, come on.
I don't have it.
All you can eat. You don't have
All
blood
you can
feast.
eat.
Blood feast too. All you can eat.
From
I have Blood Feast
2002
2 on DVD. Was that a DVD or a Blu-ray that they came out with?
DVD.
Shit, I wonder if I might have that actually in my
Go
in the
find
other
it.
room.
Get
Hold
it
on.
here.
I think the Blood Feast. Yeah, there's a couple of different releases, like Shriek Show, which we should do a show on Shriek Show. I'm not going to do a whole list.
That they
Shit.
actually did like have some of the best box sets ever. Like that would
Yeah.
be a cool show to do.
Yeah, we should do a Shriek Show because technically Shriek Show is still around, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It still exists.
They're
Yeah.
not really releasing a whole lot anymore, but
Yeah, a lot of those triple feature box sets I was a huge fan of. You had the Euro Trash box set, the Zombie collection packs, just all sorts of stuff they were coming out
here
with.
somewhere. Hold on.
Oh, cool.
While he's waiting on that. Did you find it?
No, you know what it is? I have it. Shriek Show. I knew it was in a white case. That's
Yeah,
why I thought maybe I had it.
the
But-
Shriek Show edition, yeah,
Yeah.
they were the only other ones that released it. I don't think it's received a re-release since.
Hmm.
Planet CHH is in here though, real quick. He said he really liked Dark Glasses. I would have agreed with Sleepless, but I was shocked at how good I thought Dark Glasses was. I haven't seen that yet. I've got it,
either.
but I've yet to watch it. What
I didn't
about
think
you
it was
guys?
that bad.
Did Severin put out Sleepless as well? Or no?
No, Scorpion.
Scorpion.
Yeah.
All right. So next one up is on March the 22nd, 2010. The Card Player, the Argento, I think it was a TV movie, right?
A lot of people shit on this. A
2004.
lot of people shit on this movie. I don't mind this movie either. It's not as
This-
good as Dracula 3D.
This is another one. You guys.
Oh God, look at
That
that.
movie's on
That's-
that now.
That's beautiful, though. I mean, like, they really put in some time on that.
I
That
mean, with
Humphreys guy was really all about it, huh?
Oh yeah,
make
and
me a
then-
card player, boss.
all of the back art's pretty much the same. They picked like the best, like, goriest bits from the movie, put it on there. But yeah,
I'm curious though if there's anybody in here. I know Darren, he's sometimes in here from the UK. Like, how are these in stores? Were they actually in stores? What? Because I don't think that they would allow stuff like that, unedited, like in like fucking Target or something over there. But who knows?
I'm curious though, honestly, if somebody is in here from the UK that knows about this stuff, like how many of these were like the first uncut releases of some of these movies? I mean, that's what I'm really curious about because
mm-hmm.
I feel like that some of them have to be the first.
Mm-hmm.
Back for Blood's got an interesting one here. I got the Shriek Show 25th anniversary DVD of Fulci's Zombie about 20 years ago, based on people's praise for it online, and I could have not been more disappointed. I hate that movie.
I did
Wow,
not see that coming.
I didn't see that one coming either.
I still have that release too.
I do
We're all
too.
probably going to agree to disagree on that one.
Shriek wasn't there some sort of controversy like Shriek Show and was it Blue Underground both released it around the same time? You guys remember that?
I don't remember
Zombie.
Yeah.
The Shriek is the Shriek Show one, the one that was in that like nice big like tan box or whatever.
Right. It was
Yeah.
called
Oh, that-
Zombie 2.
Yeah, I
And
do have that. That was a real cool addition
Mhm.
when that came out.
The Blue Underground one was just called Zombie, though, I think.
I don't know if I have that. I do have an Anchor Bay one, right? That's got that cool image on the front with the zombie and was that the original artwork for that Anchor Bay image?
Yes.
It was.
Yeah, that was the original poster art. Another one that I don't know if it's been re-released since the Argento's Do You Like Hitchcock? Has that one ever received a Blu-ray?
God, I've got that in that
The Anchor Bay Steelbook.
the Anchor Bay Steelbook, and that's the only thing I've ever had that in. So I don't know.
Same here.
Yeah, that's what I've got it in as well. Next one up though, they did like a trilogy of Argento movies on the 22nd of March 2010. The Stenhall Syndrome, boys, with the lovely Asia Argento.
Now,
Yeah.
if you love Asia Argento, you'd love this cover. So
I
let's
love
get
boy.
a close up.
Oh my lord!
Oh Lord, look at her. I love her then, but now, man, she's looking kind of rough.
Buddy, she killed that one guy.
Who?
The dude that traveled around and did stuff. She killed him. Wasn't that the story? What's that guy's name? Anthony Bourdain. Weren't they like together around that time? Then I swear to God, the rumor is that like essentially their relationship is what caused him to do what he did. That was always the rumor I'd heard.
I don't know, but she has not aged gracefully, boss. That's all I'm gonna say. But Stendhal Syndrome, I would say that's another really good Argento one. What year was that? 96.
Yeah.
So
96.
Sleepless was after that. And the other one on the 22nd, Terror at the Opera is what it's called in the UK. We know it here in the US as Opera, which is, I think it's one of his most underrated movies still. Yeah.
That's a pretty
I haven't seen that
sick
cover, but
cover.
that's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
This
didn't
is
the
a two
I-
disc here, actually.
I said the US, like it was known as Terror in the Opera in the US as well on VHS, right? Is that the case?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure.
Really not
Somebody in
sure.
the chat can. I'm not sure. I may be wrong on that, but I think that when they released it on video, which it only had one VHS release, it was Terror at the Opera. But great movie though, man. I actually want to go back and rewatch that again because it's been a while since I've seen it. But yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, it's always been one of my favorite Argento movies. I really like when they used to put these in there. You guys remember these books?
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
it's just got everything upcoming that they got coming out, and it's a really cool flip through.
it's just further promoting the collectors. Like, hey, look at what you could have. You could have a whole case full. Look how
Yep.
nice they look together.
Yeah, yeah,
That-
the aesthetic. I mean, there you go. That's what would sell me. I mean, if I saw this, I'd be like, oh, I got to get all these.
Yeah, that does look pretty sick, for sure.
Garrett, you need to start back collecting them.
Oh Jesus! It's like one of those things, like my toys and VHS tapes when I was little. I got rid of because I'm looking at this right now and I'm like, I had that. Yeah, that'd be a tough one.
But they, as far as these releases go, they're a pretty regular basis. And then, like we were saying, like the next one up was the Blu-ray of Day of the Dead. And I think like it was this one, and let's see, there's another one the same year, Blu-ray, that really got people noticing Arrow. Yeah, and there you go.
I like that image.
There's
So-
like a thing in here. Not sure what this is though.
And what people don't realize is, though, is
Wow.
this was 2010. So this was way before Scream Factory did the Blu-ray in the US. If you wanted the 1080p version of Day of the Dead, this was the only version that exists at the time. There was no other releases or anything. I'm pretty sure Anchor Bay didn't do a Blu-ray of Day of the Dead, did they?
They did.
Did
Yeah.
they?
That's right, they did. Yeah.
Mhm. It was very similar to the way it was designed. It looked, that and Dawn like really had a very similar look. It had like the bub picture on it.
I remember so I remember the Anchor Bay DVD of Day of the Dead because that was like one of the best designs ever.
Yeah,
Like,
it had
it
like
just flipped open and like it had like a.
I don't
whatever,
remember the Blu-ray
logo
of
on
Day
it.
of the Dead from Anchor Bay.
But
at
I'm trying
all.
to remember the Blu-ray.
it
What
was. I think it said Day of the Dead in blue. Let me just. I'm gonna search for it. I'm almost positive, but that was also one I sold. When I got the Screen Factory
Was it
one.
just like a single like?
Yeah, it was. It was the
Okay.
same. It kind of looked exactly the same as the Anchor Bay Dawn. It had a very similar look. It's like in sizing and all that other stuff too. But again, I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it did. Oh yeah, I see it right here. Yeah, it was in blue. Like the yellow background, but it said Day of the Dead in blue, and it had like Bub like sitting in the corner.
I never had that. I'm pretty sure. Ken Carlson saying that the Day of the Dead, the original camera negative, is supposedly MIA. How could that happen?
I don't know. That's crazy.
Michael O'Connor, we're going to be having hats again pretty soon. So they're actually ordered. So This one right here is for a pretty big head, so you probably don't want mine. But these are the I've got the fitted hat on, which I don't know of a way to do that if people want the fitted ones, but the ones that we're going to have on the side are going to be the snapback style. So Day of the Dead, though, I love Day of the Dead as well. That's another one
It's my favorite of the trilogy. I know that's blasphemy to Uncle Bill, but
No, as long
It's
as you're
the
not
best
like
one.
as long as you're like Joe, where you're like
no,
Don
Yeah,
is the
that's
biggest
the
piece
worst.
of shit
No,
ever.
Dawn's the
dude,
worst.
I
Nah,
love Dawn. I love
can't.
Dawn as well.
I think Day of the Dead was the one that I watched more when I was a kid. Like, it seems like that was one that I rented more, or I saw it on TV more or something.
And this, just so you guys know, this is the comic book that I was just showing a second ago. So even if you put the comic book on there, they're like had it so it could fit
It
the
still
window.
works.
is-
Yeah.
Mm.
So clever, man. It's awesome.
Very cool. Real fright. Trust me, man. We're going to have them. We're going to bring. I think the first ones are going to be the black and green ones, like we did before with the green bill and everything. So those are coming back. But yeah, we're over halfway through the releases for the first year of Arrow. So there's only, I think it was like 16 total. So not very much for the first year, but hell, I mean, if it was any more, it would have took me another week to find the dates for them. So continuing on, I think this was DVD only. I don't know if you have this one, Mark.
Mhm.
The anthology Romero and Argento, Two Evil Eyes, on April the
Mhm.
26th.
1 second, let me move some of these around. Yep. If you guys can
Nice.
see that.
Yeah, that's a cool image.
You don't fuck with Mark. He's got all this shit.
Uh-huh. He's probably got them on a table made out of old DVDs. It's like recycled DVD table.
Pulls
Two
up like a
Evil
wagon
Eyes.
to show you. I think I got it right there.
I think that the Two Evil Eyes, though, is kind of divisive. Like, fans aren't. Some people like. I mean, I kind of like it. I don't think
I
it's the
like
best movie ever.
I like it.
I like
But-
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm more glad that it happened than not. Like, I always liked Romero a lot, and then Argento as well. So any collaboration between two big directors like that, I'm going to be all for, even if it's not that good. But I think it's underrated a bit. Like, people just dismiss it, but I think it's really solid. So yeah.
I mean, I think the documentary Document of the Dead was, I think it restarted with Two Evil Eyes. Like, they kind of paused the documentary for like 20 years or whatever, and came back for, that sort of thing is always interesting for me too, to go and watch the actual finished movie, because for me, I think I actually saw the documentary before I actually saw the finished film, Two Evil Eyes. So
I went back and watched that not too long ago. The Adrian Barbeau segment and all that's not bad. I didn't mind it. I always liked the special effect at the end of it and everything too.
Mhm.
It wasn't nearly as bad as I kind of remembered. I never did really care for that movie that much, but upon second viewing, I guess I've seen a lot worse stuff now. Like, you see Evil Dead Rise and Scream 5 and shit like that, then that looks like a damn masterpiece.
What
What? I'm just saying.
you didn't like Evil Dead Rise, Uncle?
I loved it. It was great.
So going through some of the, Carlo says that he owns almost the full Arrow collection.
Wow.
If that's current,
Nice.
man, you've put some money in that shit, because they release
Yeah.
every month. They've got at least 4 or 5 releases, and they're all pretty damn expensive, to be honest with you. Well, Horror Collector, man, where was you at a couple days ago?
When he was doing all his shit on his own. Golly.
Yeah, I was just on his IG today, like, liking everything he posts. Shout out to you, dude. Like, I'm envious of your collection. He has some amazing stuff.
I just
Yep.
forwarded to you, Wes.
Cool. Well, I appreciate it, Horror Collector. You'll make it a lot easier for year 2. Because literally, like if you guys can see here, I printed the movies out and put the dates on them. I wrote it. It's like old school. So
Oh yeah.
next one, I'm not familiar with this movie. I'm not a big Malcolm McDowell fan. I'm really not.
I don't have it.
And this doesn't sound like something that I'd want. Now, I don't blame you for not getting this one, Mark, because it just doesn't sound like Tinto Brass Bulls. That sounds like a wrestler from the 70s. Directed Caligula from 1979. Now, this isn't the one that Severin did one that has some.
Yeah, Severance was like, wasn't it like the next Caligula or something Caligula? It wasn't like just Caligula. It was something else. But it's the Italian Caligula that I believe was directed by one of those guys like D'Amato or Bruno Mattei. Somebody like that directed that movie.
Was it Black Emmanuel meets White Caligula?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
But that one's got some really, really hardcore crap in it.
It does.
If that's the case, it was probably D'Amato then.
But the 1979 Caligula with Malcolm McDowell, I've never seen it. Have you guys ever seen that one?
It's been a long time, but I remember seeing them putting that up, and I'm like, do I really want to own that? It's not something I'm going to watch a lot, so I was like, I'll skip it. So
I mean,
never
my
watched
understanding, I've never seen it, but my understanding of it is like it's like a theatrical movie mixed with hardcore porn. So
it. Yeah, you're not far
mean,
off. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's, like I said, I mean, just to maybe, because it's kind of infamous, possibly that's why they wanted to release it in this line. But probably the biggest release that I think got people really into Arrow came out on May the 24th, 2010. And it was a Blu-ray and DVD combo of Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead. And this was, I'm pretty sure, the only Blu-ray at the time when this came out, this movie.
oh yeah, for sure. Definitely.
And this is, I had this one up until probably 3 or 4 months ago and sold it, but great edition. I mean, this movie is probably my favorite Fulci movie of all time. I've owned it on many different, editions over the years. I've got the 4K finally now. And I think if somebody wants a true introduction to Fulci, this is like the best movie to start out with.
Yeah, I agree. I wish I still had my my Blu-ray. I sold it as well.
Mhm. I sold mine as well. Did you watch your Cauldron one yet?
Not yet, no.
No, I haven't either.
It looks awesome. I watched
Does
it.
it? Yeah.
I've heard,
it's
it
really
looks
good.
really good. I know that the Arrow release that they did in the UK looked really great. So it's probably the similar transfer, just upgraded in 4K. Bronson Wright Wolf, real quick here, and we'll get back to City of the Living Dead. I have a random question. I know this is off topic. Well, that's fine, sir. Little Nicky versus Sammy Kerr. It would be an interesting battle. What do you guys think?
You gotta go Sammy Kerr, in my opinion.
Yeah, Little Nicky's a little bit too dorky.
Oh,
What do you think, UB? Little Nicky?
I'm gonna go with Little Nicky because he's the
Little
son
underdog?
of the devil. Yeah, I'll pick the underdog.
why
And
not?
he's got Dio on his side too. So
Yeah, and Ozzy, and he's got the little flask.
I wonder how come they never made like a sequel to Little Nicky, because that's like,
I don't think many people like that.
Yeah, it was. I
Scream
remember
Factory's coming out with it, right?
Yeah, they're releasing.
Oh,
It's
it's
Shout
Scream
Select.
Factory.
or
No, it's a
something like
Scream
that.
Factory.
Is it
Yeah,
Scream
Scream
Factory?
Factory.
Okay.
It's horror, yeah.
Did that bomb when it came out? I remember it getting like
Did
critically
it bomb? I don't
panned.
know.
I think it
It got-
bombed. I think that's
yeah,
what
it got shit on by the critics. I know that. I'm not sure how much it bombed, but I know nobody liked it like critic was.
Mhm.
I always liked that movie though. It's such a goofy ass movie.
it's entertaining, but it was so random, especially for like Sandler at the time, because he was doing like those straight comedies. Then all of a sudden Little Nicky came out and you're like, oh, it's gonna be kind of the same thing, and it was like kind of not.
he's eating Popeye's chicken, like, and it's like clearly an endorsement kind of thing throughout the whole movie. It's great.
Well, I think like slowly Adam Sandler just kind of wore out his welcome with people. Like there for a while in like the the mid to late 90s, maybe even the early 2000s. Like he did some good stuff like The Water. I still love The Water Boy. I'm sorry. I know people like make fun of that movie, but I've seen it a gazillion times and I still laugh at it. But like, yeah, I mean, I think it was Mr. Deeds was the one where I was like, I'm fucking about done with Adam Sandler.
You don't like Deeds?
Yeah,
Deeds was pretty good. I thought Deeds.
These
was
might have been the last halfway decent one, really. Like I couldn't tell you the last good comedy that guy's done. Like I really couldn't.
You were a big fan of Click, though, right? That was his.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
One of his dramatic performances.
Yeah,
I like
I think to be
Yugi
honest,
Halloween.
You-
That piece of-
Click might have been like the change right there, maybe. Like we
Yeah, I
saw that
think
maybe
it was.
Deeds was probably the last good one. Dude, come on, that was a good one when he was whacking the foot with like the
There's a
irons
few
or
though,
whatever,
man. Like
with the poker.
the Wedding Singer is actually pretty good too. I
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, definitely solid.
Good retro movie.
That's funny.
But City of Living Dead, though, getting back to that, like I said, that was the first Blu-ray anywhere, and it was region free. And people were kind of like, I know I did. I ordered it from Amazon UK and started a little collection of these. I didn't get a lot. I didn't go all, Mark level on these releases here. But occasionally they'd have some of these that would come out, and I think the first one that I got was City of Living Dead.
What do you remember about it?
Oh, I remember it's killer. I watched it, and I just like it's very similar artwork. Like I said, I wish I still had it, but goddamn it, I sold it.
You dumbass.
I remember the transfer being pretty damn good. It probably is not up to snuff today, but that was like one that I didn't mind upgrading because it was one of the very first DVDs that I ever picked up. The same day I got my DVD player. So, but yeah, it's definitely a favorite of mine. I don't know. What about you, Uncle Bill?
Jesus, I don't know how many copies of City of Living Dead I have, but it's way too many. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, if we just focused on Dawn of the Dead and City of Living Dead, I'd probably have like 20 different versions of those two movies. So, yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah, City of Living Dead, and then there was a Blue Underground release, I think, of City of Living Dead.
Mhm. That's when I got rid of my Anchor Bay one.
So I don't know if I had that at one time, or we had it to review at one time. I don't know. Uncle Bill might have got it. And
That might be the first movie too I remember like you getting from Anchor Bay where it was like those kind of Italian films that we actually watched. That might be one of the first ones, if not the first one.
oh, it definitely was because
Yeah.
I got that at Suncoast Video the same day I got my DVD player. And primarily I got it just because the artwork was so killer on it. I was like, what in the hell is this? And it kind of opened up a rabbit hole of like all kinds of like Euro horror stuff that Anchor Bay was putting out.
So wait, that was your very first DVD period? Like
There was two that day. I got Carrie, the MGM DVD, and City of Living Dead. Those were like $29.99 a piece at Suncoast too. I remember the prices. I was like, God damn, boys.
any of you
DVD.
guys remember like your first DVDs?
I do. Mine, when I bought my DVD player, I bought it, and the first DVD I bought was Fright Night. And then I went back a couple weeks ago and got two, and it was Scary Movie and The Exorcist, like the newer version, like the whatever that one was. The night, what was that Exorcist one? The version you never seen or whatever.
Version you never seen, yeah.
Yeah, that and Scary Movie were the second two I bought, and then from there I have no idea.
I remember like I got those the first two initial DVDs, and then with your DVD player back then, they included like I think it was like a concert DVD of the Rolling Stones or something like that that was inside of it, and then there was an option to I think it was Columbia House or BMG or one of those where you could get like 6 DVDs for like
A penny
a
each,
penny a
boys.
piece or something like
That's
that.
right.
And then we got
That
a
was the
bunch.
deal.
We got a bunch that way, and yeah, DVDs were a lot more expensive in the early days for sure. People don't really think about that now because like
Yeah.
they're basically trying to give them away at this point. But back then, like very
Yeah,
rarely
I-
did you see them under like $20.
I paid so much for like my first few DVDs. My first one, I think, don't say anything, Uncle Bill, was
I'll
Mission
say
Impossible 2.
God, Mark, what the hell?
And I think I went out and got I know one was Scary Movie and the other one was, I think it was The Breakfast Club, but they were really pricey. They were like 30, almost $40 for those.
What we need to do,
I'm telling you.
I think this would be a fun series of shows because like the early bargains that we got on DVD was from Walmart.
Yep.
The bargain bin at Walmart was like, I think it started out like $5.88.
Mm-hmm.
And man, like that was free for a couple of years there. That was mainly where I got DVDs.
Oh,
And
yeah,
anything horror related, I would just get it. It didn't matter what in the hell it
Mhm.
was. And occasionally I would get random stuff like, you remember Top Dog with Chuck Norris?
Oh, of course, I got that on DVD and on VHS. Yeah,
And there was a plethora like Corey Haim movies too, Garrett. So
of course, I was always grabbing
Yeah.
those.
Nice.
Double O Kids, Snowboard Academy, and stuff like that.
That is so funny. I was actually going to do a Rad Memories part of that series about those damn. You know, we talk about it all the time. What was it, like those 9 movies in one? That was like the Walmart
Oh yeah,
bin,
the
like
Walmart.
limited, and that whole saga with those damn things. And like
We went
remember my
around.
friend
I don't
Ryan
even
and I,
know,
like,
man.
digging. I think I remember you guys talking about it on a podcast a lot when it was happening, and I think you guys might have been at a convention, and like
We were.
you and Slippy and all them like left and like just to go to Walmart to try to find this thing because it was like needle in a haystack. You know, some Walmarts had it, some didn't, and with those bins, I mean, you don't know where the heck that thing could have been. I remember my friend Ryan was in the bin, like digging around.
Rolling
He was
stuff
in
out.
the bin, yeah, and he's looking around, and a guy walks by, he's like, "You can't be in there." He's like, "Sorry, no." But like, that's how crazy it was to find those damn 8 movies, whatever they were called there.
Do you
And it was
remember
like a bunch of
Go ahead, sorry.
no.
The seasonal stuff like they used to do for Halloween,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
Walmart used to do that too. They don't really do that anymore. And even Big Lots. Do you remember the one year at Big Lots where it was like all of the MGM midnight movies? They had like
Mhm.
tons of those.
Oh
and
yeah, those was a great. Yeah.
$4 and stuff like that. So that's how I ended up, getting thousands of movies just buying them that way.
Same.
Nowadays they just release the same shit, but they put like a new cover on it, like a lenticular cover or something, charge you $10.
Oh, it's
Well,
closing
I
the
do.
dock. This one does.
Did I tell you about the Vinegar Syndrome dump bin? Did I tell you about that?
I
You
saw
did, but I
something
didn't-
like that.
Yeah,
I didn't know
dude.
what titles were in there.
So, the store, The Archive in Connecticut, it's like the Vinegar Syndrome kind of headquarters type situation, and it's a great store. And they're always doing new stuff in there. And all of a sudden, I'm like walking in one of the back room, like they have different rooms. I was walking to like one of the rooms in the back, and I saw like kind of like the same thing, like a dump bin, like this big bin. And I looked in it, and it was just like filled with Vinegar Syndrome titles, $10 a piece, sealed. And all it was just nothing had slips. But there was it had so much, like it had like the 4K of Beastmaster, but just the regular standard edition, no slip, $10. And like
Did you
you
get
just pick it
anything?
through. I ended up getting I got Prey, which I got home and realized I already owned it. So like, that was a big freaking waste. And then I think I got a double pack of Primeval and Lurkers, I think maybe, because I didn't have that.
Yeah,
And
That's-
that's way out of print too.
I was
and
going to
that's
say
a
that's
crazy
pretty
thing.
uncommon to find. Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm telling you, this thing, it was filled to the brim, and I never seen anything like it. And it was just everything was $10.
So
And I
there
don't
was
know
no
if it was just
reason they were that cheap, or
No, they were slipless. I mean, I don't know if there's just maybe in that store, because again, that's where they're doing all their, that's where they ship everything out. That they could just spend so much backstock on some of this stuff.
Mhm.
Or
That's
they're opening
sad.
boxes and realizing that the shit in there, because I mean, like something like Prey and something like Primeval are like long out of print. And to find
Yeah.
that even without a slip, you know, I don't know how that would have happened. I think those have been out of print for years. You know,
This would be killer, Garrett. If you went in there next time and they had like a dump bin full of slip covers, everything's like $50.
you just gotta like match them or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, what Vinegar Syndrome's starting to do, though, even if you don't have the slipcover now, because they're doing those with
Right.
the
Points and
rewards
stuff.
thing. Yeah, they're doing new slipcovers for this shit, so you know you can still. They're not going to be slipless forever, maybe, if you're
True.
that, you know.
Mhm.
But anyway, finishing.
I got a question about that real quick. So about them doing the reward slip covers and everything. So here's my
Mhm.
thing about that.
Mhm.
So those are stamped a particular way that
Right.
lets you know that you got them through like the rewards thing. So or what they
Correct.
saying is that basically like if you get those, they're inferior to the ones that
Correct.
were the original slip covers.
Yeah,
Basically,
Goddamn. They've got everything on like lockdown about how they're doing
they
all
know
this stuff.
they're smart. And you know what else is that other companies are following suit with that. So I just recently found out, it might have even been on Ken's stream. I'm forget, but Lionsgate now with their steel books, they're doing a lot of like the Best Buy exclusive ones, the ones that like, or the ones that, you know, they have like the clear slip on them and all that, like the real nice steel books. I think I have one right over here, but they're putting on the inside first pressing. It says like in little writing. So you know if they re-release it later without it, that's technically like the original one.
that's pretty good, though.
Yeah,
So,
I've
I
seen
think-
something like that too. They're
I have
doing
it
something
over
so that they can like just keep their stamp of the first original pressing.
Yeah, this one, Man Who Fell to the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
I think it says it in here. Oh, maybe it's not on this one. Maybe this ain't a first pressing. Oh, it
Yeah,
says
man.
it, but it's so it's so faint. It's like you can never see it. It's in here, but it's like very very faint.
Is it on the
It-
plastic or is it on the steelbook itself?
It's on the steel book
Oh,
itself.
okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of wild.
There's like one or two other things about it. I'm not sure if it's that line, but I know there are some steelbook reprints that went up on Amazon, and I was noticing like they're missing like certain markings on the side. So like hardcore collectors, they'll be able to tell if it's like legit first pressing. So
That's one thing. Like I've got steelbooks, but I've never went nuts about them like some people.
They're going to
Mhm.
cause these blue tubers to like lose their houses. They're going to have
I mean,
second
I don't know about
mortgage
you
and shit.
guys, but I don't really need. I don't care if it's a first pressing or not. You know what I mean? Like if I wanted the
Yeah.
steelbook, it's
I don't
Some of
have
this,
room for
some of
that
this
shit.
stuff, man, is going way too overboard now. Like, but what they're doing. I mean,
I-
I'm
Yeah, for me, I mean, I just don't have room for all this stuff anyway. So, but if people are out there, hey, they want the first, second, fourth, and 15th pressing of something, they'll get
right.
it.
mm-hmm.
Last one we're going to talk about as far as year one, and we went through this pretty quickly, surprisingly. So, George Romero's Martin is a DVD release on June the 28th of 2010.
I had no idea this existed.
I didn't either. I had
This.
no recollection of this thing when it came out. But yeah, standard DVD, and this was the last. This would have been the last DVD that came out up until this year. The 4K came out, right? No other editions were printed in that time frame, like what was it, 12, 13 years.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
Richard Rubenstein, boys. It's.
What?
I'm wondering though, does he not own those movies in the UK? Does he just own them in the US? Maybe that's the difference.
I'm not sure. The Lionsgate DVD came out. I don't know what.
That was before this one though. This was
That before that?
2010. Yeah. Lionsgate, I think, was like 2007, 2008.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
But this one now, they never did do the Blu-ray of this one, I don't think, right? This was only DVD.
The Martin release.
Right.
Yeah, I think it was only DVD.
I don't think there was a Blu-ray of Martin, was there, until this
No.
one that recently came out?
Yeah, until the second site.
Well, and there were a lot of complaints about the second sight one too. I know Uncle Bill was because like it's
just not going to ever look like anything, man. Like it's
well,
not
it's a
really.
16 millimeter movie too, and like this. From what I understand, they didn't have the original source material either, right?
Mm.
Is that the
No,
deal?
they had like a camera, like an inner positive or something. I think.
Yeah.
So they're kind of limited on what they can do with that.
Mm.
But Yeah, I didn't know though that I'm like Uncle Bill. I had no idea that Arrow video version exists. I'd
I
never
didn't
seen
either.
it before. So
I tell you what's funny though is I went down to that local. I don't know if you've ever been down to this place, but every now and then, it's in Pikeville. They have like a couple of decent thing. It's called the Gaming Company, and I was just down there looking around and found like a bunch of old Arrow titles. One of them was Deep Red, and just a couple of other like bizarre things. And I
you
went ahead
weren't
and
getting
bought
them cheap there, though. I bet,
it.
right?
It was $10.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I got Grizzly on Blu-ray, which I didn't have, for like $14. And then they had the Toxic Avenger Blu-ray box set, which I'm guessing somebody probably sold to them because they bought the 4K thing. And I got that for $20. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about watching the Toxic Avenger in 4K. Like, I'm definitely not gonna pay $100 for it. But yeah,
I would,
every now-
for me, I would just want the first one. I don't think I want those other
oh, I
ones.
like the sequels actually.
But yeah, guys, that is the first year of Arrow 2009, 2010. So hopefully our buddy Horror Collector hooked us up so we can do some more of these episodes without, spending 3 or 4 days figuring out when what come out, and stuff like that. Cause it's just really the tip of the iceberg with them. I mean, they're still going strong today. They make announcements each month where I'm like, holy shit, like the Empire Screams set. I don't know if you guys have gotten those yet.
The this thing with
Yeah. That thing.
this.
You buy that yet, Garrett?
Wait,
I
Garrett,
freaking-
like this is like
I
your,
pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered it.
okay. I was gonna say, dude,
But
this-
I wasn't planning on it until I watched Christian's video because I have all that on Blu-ray already. I mean, regardless, it's not in a nice case and stuff like that. I have all the Screen Factory Collector's Editions. I have Arena on Twilight Time. I have them all. So I was like, I don't need that. They're all Blu-ray. It's fine. But then when he was showcasing them and talking about them, I was like, damn it. And you know what? The deep discount was so huge. I got it for like $55 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's like
So-
58 something on it right now.
And then you get 15% off if you have a code. So I added that in there. And then all of a sudden it came to like $55. And I was like, heck, I'll just get it. I mean, with a price like that, it's a no-brainer. I mean, to even just have, I think the box is cool, but I might take them all out individually and just line them up on my Arrow shelf. And it would be nice to just have those titles in there. So I did order it, but deep discount, that ain't coming anytime soon. So I don't know what the plan is.
Damn right he ordered it.
They're pretty good, man. Like I ordered a record from them last week and the record came out on Friday. I got the vinyl on Saturday.
From deep discount?
Yeah.
I've never had good shipping with them. They always take forever, I feel like.
Speaking of which, though, what about the Vinegar Syndrome stuff? I haven't got a damn thing about
I haven't got it either.
that
Me
order.
neither.
I haven't gotten an email or anything yet.
I've gotten stuff
Bitches.
in from their partner labels within like a week that I bought that I haven't got anything from, like any kind of notification from them about anything.
I did get a shipped notification, but I haven't got it yet, which is crazy because I was talking to Justin yesterday. He's like, "Oh yeah, I got mine a couple days ago." I'm like, "Bro, you live in Kansas City. I live literally like 2 hours from where they're shipping it. Like, well, how do I not have it already?"
Is he a
it's
subscriber?
I don't think so. No, he's not. Definitely not.
Okay.
I guarantee.
So, yeah.
Kate,
Garrett, it's Kate.
I just want you to know.
Yo, Kate,
What's up, Kate?
what up?
It says that your name's Lauren. Just so you know.
I don't know if you know.
CHH is a great salesman. He actually,
He
I
is
was like,
a good salesman.
I was like, which one? I want to watch 2 of these movies, and I know one of them is going to be Dolls. And then
Yeah.
he was like, Dungeon Master is the one you want to check out. And I watched it, and I was like, I mean, the Wasp segment in it was good,
Right.
but anything past that, I was like, But I'm not a fan of Charles Band stuff.
What are you
anyway.
talking about? Are you
It's
talking
not.
shit about dolls right now?
No, Dungeon
Oh.
Master.
Dungeon
Oh,
Master?
okay. All right.
Wasp is in Dungeon
Fair.
Master, Uncle Bill, if you didn't know.
I didn't
There's
know
a
that.
segment with Wasp actually playing music and stuff.
Well, how can that movie be bad then?
Well, that segment's great,
It's a good segment, yeah.
but the movie itself, like Richard Mole plays a damn wizard in it that he's battling throughout the movie.
They released it with 3 cuts, and the
Oh,
factory
God.
one only has that single cut. This one has 3, and there's one like he said the long cut is the best one. I don't think I've ever seen that cut.
That cut that I watched is the only one that I'm ever going to watch.
Wow.
I think it was the theatrical, which I mean, it was fine. I'm just not. Full moon movies are just not my thing.
Richard Mole.
Empowerment Pictures.
Fucking
Richard Mole, the
Bull
wizard.
from Night Court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
But yeah, we're going to be hanging out here just a little bit longer. If you guys have any questions or anything about any of the Arrow releases or whatever the hell you want to talk about. Crash 517 said his Vinegar Syndrome order is supposed to arrive on Tuesday.
Well, I do have this.
Lord.
Tear shit all to hell, bulls.
It was my Stevie Wayne figure fell down. I did get this though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
I need to
I
get
love
that as well.
So
Only
the
get
only
it
reason
before it sells out.
the only reason I got it is because that's when I went down to the store and picked it up because I hadn't pre-ordered it. So I was there and I was like, I might as well just get it now because once people start getting this in, I have a feeling this is going to sell out pretty quickly because it's just so well done. Like there's a magnet in here, so it's not like it just slides off. Like I literally have to.
Yeah, it's
pull
got
it.
like a book in it too and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
it's a really well done set, and I think once the word starts getting around and reviews start coming out, I think that thing's going to start selling quick. And
How
I
many
think the-
units did they?
I don't
press?
know, but the site's I think only in partner label mode right
Yeah,
now.
you
so
can't
that's
even look at
why
it right now.
Okay.
as soon as it comes back in July, I think it's going to start selling fast.
July
Wow.
1st, they've said 17 new releases on July 1st.
How are they gonna do that, man? Like
That's a lot.
17.
All quality titles, I'm sure.
You know it. Yeah.
Our buddy Kenny, I really like Dungeon Master. I might watch all 3 cuts. Really, Kenny?
He's got to get that review out, dude. You know,
I think he might be being sarcastic. I can't tell.
The Dungeon Master that Ryan, Tom Atkins' great grandson, recommends is pre-production cut.
I think
It
that's the one he
has
was talking about too.
Nudity and the challenges they were the way they were in the script. Well, boys, that's the thing that messed me up is just the challenges. They were in the wrong damn order, boys. The Wasp one should have been the last one.
Did you guys check out my review for that Night Screams or whatever? Did you guys see that? I actually thought it was really good. But why? Oh, go ahead. What's up, Mark?
Oh, I remember you said like it was like a hidden gem, right? I haven't seen
I
it.
thought so. I mean, I don't think it's a grand masterpiece, but I think it falls in line with a lot of those type of movies, like that you expect it to be like. You know, like things like, what's the one, Phantom of the Mall, or anything kind of like that. Hell High, some of these like lower, tier slasher movies or whatever. But what's wild about it is that there's a big interview on it, this, that, and this, and there's 2 cuts of the movie on there. It's the theatrical cut and then the director's cut. The theatrical cut was the movie they sent in was too short. The studio wanted it longer, so the studio added in scenes from Graduation Day in it. So it's freaking weird, man. Like it's supposed to be like this. The movie starts off with a couple watching a movie, and they're watching, I guess, Graduation Day. So they keep showing the couple, then they keep showing Graduation Day footage, but it's hard to understand if they're like if that's what's happening. You know what I mean? So it's wild, but the theatrical cut is really good when they take that out. It flows so much better. But it's just really random to me that they did that, and they said the directors and stuff were so pissed when it came out and they saw that they did not to the movie. It just really throws it off, and I think it's kind of confusing if people don't, especially if people watching it don't know Graduation Day. I think it's going to be really confusing for people.
What's going on, Dirk? And Lauren, or what did she say her name was?
Kate
says that she's got news for you, man.
News.
She's
Boy.
got some tea to spill.
Ruh-roh.
Baby butt wipe.
DVD.
But yeah, I mean, as far as stuff like the Vinegar, I didn't really get a whole lot of Vinegar Syndrome stuff this last time, so I'm trying to hold off on that because they're printing more copies of all these, right? So the only thing that I can think of in any recent memory that they've released and sold out was Roadhouse. I think they sold out of that one, right?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. They sold out of that one.
Yeah, but that one been around a little while, I think, before it sold out. Roadhouse is fairly new, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, see, someone got their order and then not a subscriber on Friday. But you know what it was for me? I kept going back and adding to order, and I don't know if that threw me off or not, but
I did it once.
Hmm.
There is a Vestron sale on Diabolic DVD.
Oh hell yeah! They have pretty decent sales on those when they do have them.
There's a new Insidious movie coming soon. You guys excited about that?
No.
I like the Insidious series, but I don't think I'm gonna watch it in theaters. I don't think.
I
Yeah.
was talking to Steve about those movies because I get those confused because you've got the Insidious movies, you've got the Conjuring movies,
Mhm.
and I think there's the Nun
The Nun, yeah.
and Annabelle and all that shit comes from the Conjuring, right?
Right, that's all
Yeah.
Conjuring, and
Is there
but you know what it
any-
was is Insidious and Conjuring came out like right within probably a month of each other. So I think that's why I'm the same way. Those two for me, for some reason, go together, and they don't. There's no relation to either of them. I mean, wait, is the same people in both or no? Is there similar actors in both?
Some of the
Yeah.
There
Patrick Wilson.
is, right?
Yeah, Patrick Wilson. Yeah.
Okay, that's probably why I get it. I also kind of put those together because he was in both of those movies. But
And it's all James Wan, so
James Wan directed the first two of those, right?
yep.
Mhm.
So yeah, it is kind of confusing, but I don't recall I've seen the first Insidious. I don't even know if I've seen the second one.
I can't keep up with any of those movies anymore, man. Like there was the last one was like the there was
Something
one about a
key, the last key or
yeah, the
something.
last key, and then there was like another one. I don't even know what the hell it was
There's
about.
4, I think, and I think 5's coming out, but I don't remember 3 and 4 at all. Like
Didn't
they
have-
really just
didn't they
blend
have
to me.
One that was like the Spanish one, like Conjuring Los Muertos or something like that.
Oh, I don't. Maybe that
I
was
don't
part
think so.
4.
Swear to God, there was stuff.
Actually, I was gonna do a
Comedy
full.
Wallace made it.
I was gonna do a full.
Wait, that was Paranormal Activity. I'm thinking of where they had like the Paranormal Activities, like
that was Paranormal. I actually
yeah.
have all the Insidious right here because I was gonna do a. I was gonna do a watch along thing before the new one came out. So you got the first one, which I loved in this one. When this came
That
out,
was great.
I went to the theater and saw this like twice, and I never do that. I
So
thought that was
in the new one, the same boy is in the new Insidious grown up.
Is he? Is that what? Is
That's
that the
gimmick.
story?
It's the same actor too, I think.
And this was that second one, chapter 2.
Yeah.
Chapter 3. I don't know what the
Then there was the Lost
and, yeah,
Ones or whatever. the hell.
last key or something.
Last
Which is I don't like when they do that because it's technically 4. Why don't they just put chapter 4? No, or is this like a prequel? I don't know.
Oh, that's the last key. That's different.
that's what annoys me because I'm all about aesthetics. So all of a sudden, if this one's called chapter 5 and then you just got like last key sitting in there without like chapter 4, it's kind of annoying.
CK, what would Dusty Rose have to say about Insidious, baby? Well, let me tell you something. Originally, when James Wan made the first Insidious movie, baby, it was just he drew that line in the sand, daddy, and then he let all his cronies work on them sequels, and they sucked. They were terrible, baby. And I have no interest at all in seeing what Patrick Wilson's going to do with his new movie because I guarantee it's going to be flat out the shits.
That's the next On the Road episode right there. Go see the new Insidious.
No, God,
We
no.
should. Malignant.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
like
good one.
Malignant a lot.
Ja-
I
most of
couldn't
James
believe they
Wan
made that
stuff's-
movie, man. That was so awesome. Like
You
when
liked it?
Yeah,
I
when I
mean-
think back about it, I was like, I can't believe that movie exists in today's like world.
Yeah, the fact that you liked it shows a lot because you don't like a lot of new stuff.
Garrett, don't give me
Blu-ray in it.
shit about not liking them movies. A lot of them movies ain't worth the fuck.
He's just saying that you're picky.
Scream 5,
You're very
Scream
picky.
6, Scream 7, they ain't none of them gonna be worth a shit. Neither is Evil Dead Rise.
I
None
didn't
of
think
it-
Evil Dead Rise was that bad.
It was
I
bad.
thought Evil
Garrett.
Dead Rise was okay.
I'm turning into
I
trouble.
was enjoying all the
It was
splooge
bad.
coming out of that girl's mouth throughout that
I
whole
walked
movie.
into a room. I said it was bad. It was bad. How bad is this movie? It's bad.
Evidently that Vestron sounds like it's pretty good. $15.99 a piece. Rob said he got Daggone, Chud 2, The Gate, Blood Donna, baby. Slaughter High Parents and Beyond Reanimator, all with slippity dippities.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. They all have
Dag
good songs.
on, son.
Dang on.
The that movie Parents, though, man. Somebody I would not pay nothing for that movie.
Is that the one with? Is it Randy Quaid in that? Is that the
Yes.
one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Man, yeah, that one's leaves a lot to be desired.
That's
I haven't seen that. in a
terrible.
That
long
wasn't
time.
that wasn't really a good release for them. I don't think.
If it was $5, it wouldn't be a good price for that. That's flat out terrible. Death Sentence, that's a good one, man.
That's my favorite one as well.
I like that one a lot.
It does not have a 4K. I was really surprised. I'm like, why doesn't Scream Factory put that out? Or I guess maybe Shout Factory or Shout Select.
it'll
but
probably come. I think.
I hope so. It really needs it.
If I'm not mistaken, though, because we interviewed James Wan around the release of Death Sentence. That's when we interviewed him. And I think Death Sentence, somebody can look this up, came out the exact same weekend as Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Hmm.
So Rob Zombie's Halloween, of course, did killer, and then this one kind of like died.
Did it? I don't know if it did. Maybe it was like a week or two apart. I saw both of those in the theater, but
I thought it was the same weekend, or it may have been like within a week of each other or something.
I think so because when I went to go see Death Sentence, I don't remember wanting to see like anything else, and I think had already seen Halloween.
I remember going to see Halloween, and my cousin was in the theater, and he was like, "God!" After it was over, me and Sig were walking out just like all depressed.
He said so.
He ran up to me like, "God damn, that's the best Halloween movie ever."
It's like that's better than the original movie, and he's looking like wanting a response, and I was like, "God damn, I'm glad he's not my cousin." I would have fucking backhanded him, man. Like, shut the fuck up. Are you kidding?
What do you even say to that? Really, I was just like speechless.
Well, I've got a video of the like it's one of those YouTube shorts of Carpenter responding to about what he thought about Rob Zombie's Halloween. He was basically like no comment. And every day, I'm not kidding you, every day there's somebody that posts something. That's way better than the original movie. Rob Zombie's is 10 times better.
Yeah, there's people that honestly believe that.
Every day, I'm not kidding. Every day, somebody posts a comment on there. Rob Zombies is 10-1 better, boys.
I'm waiting
Yeah.
on it. Scream Factory.
I was right.
Those movies
Oh,
out.
was it the same day? Wow.
August 31st, 2007. Yeah, because that one died like Death Sentence because the DVD came out. I'm thinking the DVD may have come out like October of 07.
That's where I saw it for the first time. I didn't even know it existed. I remember I went to Blockbuster and it had like those like buy 5 for 20 or whatever like sales. And I was like looking for a fifth one. I'm like, oh, it's James Wan. All right, I'll get this. And that's what I own still. I don't have a Blu-ray of it or anything like that, but I totally went under my radar.
Texas Chainsaw 3D. What do you guys think of that?
I mean, I don't think it's a great movie. I think it's passable as far as it being okay. But I don't know. Like a lot of those after part 2, it's hard for me to take a lot of the Texas Chainsaw one serious,
Mm-hmm.
So
It's underrated. It's an underrated film.
I'm just he shouldn't have had the baby face turn. I think had you left that house,
Listen, he needed the baby face turn to
No.
get sympathy at
girl.
the end.
wanted a girl.
He had
That
the hot tag from the girl.
That girl had the strongest double-sided sticky tape that I'd ever seen
Oh,
in
yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
The end.
Lord Jesus.
I'll say this. Texas Chainsaw 3D, in my opinion, is better than the remake and the prequel to the remake.
100%.
I don't think so.
no,
100%.
I think it is.
It is.
I mean, I think 3D is better than the one we just got.
Well,
last
Garrett, me
year.
taking a shit in the field's better than the one we just got. I mean,
Well, not according to a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people like that movie way more than I thought they were going to.
Halloween 2007 or Halloween Ends. God, that's.
That's not easy.
The
I
funny
would
thing is I don't hate either of them, so that's why it's hard for me.
Yeah, same for me, Garrett.
That's
why I'm struggling with it.
What
I
would you
probably
rather
say-
watch, Uncle Bill? That's what he's asking.
I would, honest to God, rather watch Halloween 2007. I would probably have more enjoyment just watching that than I would Halloween Ends.
I would probably say
Okay.
2007.
yeah, same.
this is a lot of talk going on right now. The French Connection edited, censored version without any word from the studio on it. It's on what is it, on Disney Plus or something? Is that what it's on?
I
Yes.
guess. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's got to be a one-off situation.
I don't think it is.
I
I
think
can't
this is
see
the
that
start
happening
of a
more.
lot of things.
I
really
don't think
God,
it's.
I hope
I don't
not.
think it's a one-off, man. I think they're going to start doing that with pretty much everything.
What did they edit out of it? I haven't even really
I don't know either.
kept up with it.
They edited out like that movie is full of how do
Like
we say that?
racist stuff.
Yes, racist like dialogue and expletives and things like that, and they edited out all of that from that cut. Yep.
Well, of course, it's fucking Disney, boys. They've got a history of doing that. I mean, honestly, like what year was that? 71,
71
72?
or 2, yeah.
So why can't they just, the world was fucking different back then. Why can't they just say that?
That's kind of my thing because like the whole point of that movie is like that it was supposed to be realistic to that time period, right? And like the cops were supposed to talk like cops talked at that time, and the criminals were supposed to talk like criminals talked at that time. That was the whole point of that movie. That's why it won so many awards and did as well as it did. And so they basically just took the point of the movie and took it out of the movie. So now you're just, I don't even know what the hell you're watching.
Wait, Franco Bill.
It's a good one right here. Christopher Walken
What is it?
versus Sammy Kerr.
What? What the fuck?
Sammy Kerr again. Like he's right now he's undefeated, baby.
Sammy Kerr's like a UFC champion right now.
Damn it. Walking versus Kerr.
There's a new
That's like a new shirt.
Walken Kerr.
It's like
You got to keep doing these. So we got to figure it out.
Oh my god.
that's a new shirt. It's gonna have them like face to face.
Oh God.
Walking Kerr.
HBO presents on pay-per-view.
Fucking Walking and Kerr. The final battle.
What's your answer, dude? What do you think?
Well, it's obviously Christopher Walken. I mean, come on.
Obviously, yeah. Christopher Walken, I'll say that. Yeah, you can't beat the Walken.
Well, there's a new is it McBain, the Blu-ray release? I think Synapse is coming out with that. That's a Christopher Walken movie I've never seen. But it looks interesting.
The best part about that question to me is you got a completely fictional character versus Christopher fucking Walken, like a real dude. It's like I'm not sure how. Like, what world are we in? Like, is it Sammy Kerr in the world
Yeah.
of Christopher Walken?
Well, the
or is
man
it like-
that played Sammy Kerr died like 40
Supernatural?
years ago or whatever. Dude.
Yeah.
So good.
It's the best question we ever had. I'm
We can
telling you,
always rely on Bronson, boys. He
Yeah,
brings
he's-
it.
that
always
is
bringing
my
the hate.
favorite question.
Of all times.
Mhm.
Real Fright says Corey Cunningham should have killed Michael Myers, pulled up in front of Laurie's house, and banged her while staring Laurie in the eyes.
What the hell? I mean, I do agree with that. I think that Corey Cunningham should have lived, and they could have, like, if they wanted to do some kind of like weird spin-off type new generation of Halloween, they could have maybe run with it with the two younger crew, with him and the girl, and just had them almost like the new Laurie and Michael if they were going to do anything with this franchise going forward. Because what are they going to do in time? Another 10 years? Like Michael and Laurie Strode, someone else is playing. Like, what are they going to do? So I feel like instead of going back to the well, like try to build it off into like a new story or something. So I mean, I don't want to see a rehash of this story for the rest of my life over and over and over again.
I'm so done with the Strode Myers thing. Like, it's been done to death. I mean, it's in like what, almost 3 different timelines, it seems like, and it's just, you got the remake stuff, the original stuff, and then like this. It's just, I'm done. Like, anything new, I'll welcome pretty much anything new.
I agree. I mean, I don't want the Halloween the name to die, but there's so much they could have done to like have it move forward instead of keep going back and forever, you know? So
yeah, they need to let that series rest for quite a while, I think. I don't know if it'll happen, but the whole Corey Cunningham thing, though. I mean, to me, it was a long time to build that character up just to have him fucking like instantly be killed.
Yeah.
You know, spoiler alert, he didn't put up any fight at all.
Well, no, I mean he did beat up Michael in the sewer. Remember?
He's coming back in the next one. I'm sure he's just going like falling down in the sewer, and then he gets recharged and meets Splinter, and then comes back. And
But did you see that kid Corey just got signed on to that Halloween convention, which is a pretty big deal, I guess, because you know he's a pretty big up and coming star. I'm pretty sure.
that's true. You know who won't be coming to that convention?
You.
Well, yeah, me either, but also not Tony Moran.
No, he's not going there.
He's not going to be there.
I don't think Ellie Cornell's going to be there either. She's evidently getting money elsewhere.
Mhm.
She don't do conventions.
Mhm.
Oh,
Who was a better dancer, Michael Jackson or River Phoenix? Boys, that's bad.
What the heck is going on?
what about this question? Michael Jackson or Corey Feldman?
Woo! That's
Who's a
tight,
better
baby.
dancer?
I would say Michael, but you know you got to respect the felt dog.
That's right.
Yeah, David Gordon Green's busy like ruining the Exorcist series now. So
Yeah.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing another adaptation of the Silver Shamrock story. You know, we don't have to call it Halloween 3, that's for damn sure, but I think they should. I wouldn't mind seeing more to that saga.
there was a fan edit of the end of Halloween Ends that would have
was-
been really cool.
I agree.
That kind of implicated Silver Shamrock,
Mhm.
which I would have liked it a little bit more had that been the actual ending, because the ending that we got really didn't make any sense.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
It didn't. Really
Michael Myers is going to be transformed into Ninja Turtles.
didn't. Buy the shirt.
I did hear from there was an interview with Michael Dougherty, who was pretty much saying that they're still kind of working on Trick or Treat too, that there may be some sort of announcement coming soon on that. What do you guys think about that?
I hope it
I mean,
happens.
I hope it happens. But you know what though?
Right, yeah.
And I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I love Trick or Treat, but I feel like the more and more I watch it, the less I give a shit about it as I once did. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because it's just so hyped now that I feel like it's not even one I go to anymore. Like it just kind of sits there. I mean, if it comes out with a 4K from Screen Factory, like I don't even think I'll get it.
Yeah, you will.
Like I don't think so. I think I'm just happy
Come
with the one I
on.
have.
Listen,
What?
you know that we know that you know what you buy.
We know how
So,
you are,
yeah.
Garrett. Come on.
No, I mean I'm not going to get Creepshow. I'm not going to get Creepshow, and I love Creepshow, but it's not. I just don't think it's worth an upgrade. For
Uncle
me.
Bill don't believe you.
I'm not going to get it.
Unless Christian does a review of it, then
Honestly, like
No,
he'll be
there's
like,
no. I'm not going to buy. Why would I buy Nightbreed?
You gonna
I've
buy
got.
it.
I think
You
the
gonna buy
edition
one
that
of-
we have is the best Nightbreed edition
the
that's out. Why would I go for what?
theatrical is the only one that's in 4K anyway.
Right. But I
I
mean,
don't
for
know.
what? Like a
I-
little tick of like maybe better quality. I mean, the whole packaging setup
I
that
don't
we
even
have
like
is way
Nightbreed.
better.
Garrett, you bought People Under the Stairs 4K. You gonna buy a fucking
Well-
Creep Show 4K? Come on.
Nah, I'm not going to buy Creepshow. I swear to you, I won't.
Okay, we got it
I
down
will-
here
we got it
on
on video.
June the 18th was
I'm
11:50.
not.
So, but guys, hey, we've still got like 160 people in here, so we appreciate everybody tuning in
We'll
live.
start
for
juggling or
us
something.
and everything.
Start doing something.
I think
Somebody throw out a question.
Bronson, give us
Just
one
walk-
more feud for us before we leave. You got something?
Yeah,
Lay it
Sammy
out.
Kerr versus somebody else.
Yeah.
See what you got.
Sammy Kerr versus Raphael from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Go.
Kenny says that the People Under the Stairs 4K looks amazing.
I thought it looked good.
I heard
Um,
the Creep Show looked great. I mean, my thing is like for me, like that they have all these sales now. I don't know why somebody would go out and purchase, like get in a hurry and purchase it. Like Screen Factory's actually having some pretty decent sales now, so I'll just hold off on some of this shit and pick it up for like $18 or whatever.
You know what though? I mean, and again, I don't know if it's just me, but if I watched People Under the Stairs, if I watched 5 minutes of it, and then I took it out and I put the Blu-ray in and watched 5 minutes of it, a lot of the times I don't really notice such a drastic change on some of these movies, unless they do some kind of like color correcting or something like that. Like I don't sit there and I'm like, oh, that just blew that away. Like it's not that in my opinion, that much of a difference. Some
What-
movies, sure, but a lot of these Scream Factory ones, like I don't think it's
Mhm.
like night or day difference.
Is it? I mean, well, mostly what I notice is if it's like interpositive restoration,
Mhm.
original camera negative restoration, I can tell the difference then. But it seems like Scream. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody in the chat? It seems like Scream Factory isn't really doing that for 4K, or are they? Do you
Yeah,
guys
I
know?
don't know. I don't know off the top
I
of my
don't
head.
know
No.
what they're doing. I don't imagine them going through all that trouble. No.
I mean, I think someone had said the Creep Show release, they're using the same exact transfer they use for the Blu-ray, but it's on actual 4K instead of just a 4K remastered
Yeah.
Blu-ray.
See, that's where they lose me. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna upgrade it if it's not like an actual full on restoration.
Subjective perspective collective, baby. Thank you for the super chat. Which release, Jerry? What are we talking about?
Maybe
Mina
Trick or
Savari
Treat.
versus a Hammerhead.
What?
So it's like
It's
Undertaker
wrong.
versus Undertaker from SummerSlam '94. We
What?
love Mina Safari. We're going to go on a surfing safari with her sometime soon.
Mm.
Peter North said he's going to fly us out to California, Uncle Bill. Would you go?
Yeah, let's go.
Where are you gonna go? You guys gonna go to the Halloween convention? Sick.
Let's go out to it.
We're going to go stay with Peter North.
That's like a whole vlog in itself.
I think I'd be comfortable there.
It's called Dead Pit Goes North. It's just called like a new documentary, like Into the Pit too.
Oh, that's terrifying.
This is an interesting one too. That's starting to come out. Scream Factory has started region locking some of their 4Ks now.
Oh,
evidently.
fuck them. What in the world? What? Why?
You know what they should do? They should put more effort into other things like they're the way that they package their movies before they start worrying about region lock it so other countries can't watch them.
Did
Just
you
like
see
needless.
the video that Christian did about Scream Factory? That was actually pretty good.
It was a good video, yeah,
Yeah.
talking about like how they've like that and I agree. I think that they really did peak at Friday the 13th box set. I think that was like the peak.
Yep.
And I think that they're now just kind of running on
coasting.
Yeah, like I almost feel like they're just running on what they know works. Like they're playing it way too safe with a lot of this
Yeah.
stuff. And they're like, oh, we still have rights to this, so let's just just stick to the what we know.
It's interesting you bring up Scream Factory because people love the Scream Factory shows, and we really can't do another complete year of because we're running out. Like I think the next one will be like 2019 or something like that. But I did come up with an idea because I found a list, and it's a pretty damn long list.
So you're saying we can't? You said we can't do another one?
I don't think
Oh,
yet.
not yet. You're
Not
saying you want to
yet.
wait? Okay.
Yeah. We could do a whole show because this list here, how many pages is this? This is probably about 10 pages full of titles that have all been recalled from Scream Factory over the years.
Holy shit.
Really?
So we could, it'd be kind of fun to go through all of their floods.
Sure. Let's do
And
it.
maybe do a spin-off show of that, like errors and inferior transfers, audio problems. And it was taken from Blu-ray.com forums, and all of them are alphabetically on here. They've got stuff, broken menu system, poor compression, missing footage on cuts of the movies, wrong title screen. It would just be, you could do a whole show on that. I think that'd be a kind of a fun one to do. So all of the issues that they've had over the years, and it's quite a bit. It's like 10 pages like that.
That would be fun.
So
You could almost kind of set it up like remember the old. You could buy like a VHS tape of like the bloopers, sports bloopers and stuff like that. You could kind of set it up like that.
yeah, for sure.
Set up like America's Funniest Home Video. Just
can
have a
use that-
bunch of
Garrett, I
Yo.
got a quick question.
Sure.
So you showed some of your Arrow stuff online, IG to
Yep.
be more specific.
Mhm.
Your slip cases.
Mhm.
I'm so jealous, dude. How?
What do you mean? How do I have
Like-
all those?
I have like maybe 2 or 3 slipcases for Arrow stuff. All my Arrow Blu-ray stuff, I don't have any.
Hmm.
And
Really?
I pre-ordered a lot of them straight from the
Oh.
site, stuff like that. Like they never. I don't know what's going on with that. So
Well, you know what's crazy is I never order. I always would order them from Amazon. I don't think I've ever ordered anything straight from Arrow, except I take that back because I just bought the exclusive Mallrats 4K with like that special slipcover that was only on their site. That's the first time I've ever ordered directly, I think, from Arrow, maybe. So all those that you see are all ones that I was that I bought from it, probably Amazon. I'm thinking
I got quite a
They're
few
all
from
pre-orders.
Amazon, and even from Amazon, they didn't give me any.
And you're buying them when they're new, right?
Yeah, pre-ordering quite a few of them.
If
That
you
is
go on
wild.
Orbit, I think that if you go to orbit.dvd.com, they have on there if it comes with a slip or not.
It is interesting because I do have like half and half. Like and I don't know if I do. If I'm looking at them now, like half of mine have slips, half don't. So I don't know if it's like a luck of the draw thing kind of with them. I don't know how their whole operation works like that.
I don't like that idea though. Of like a lot of companies they won't really tell you. Like a lot, especially Amazon. Amazon's bad for that shit too, where they'll just show you a picture of it, and it's kind of like you kind of have to guess whether or not it comes with
Well,
a slip or not.
the
It's
thing
like-
about Amazon is too, though, is they're all shipping from different warehouses and shit. So
yeah.
Right.
most of the time, like if it's stuff in Kentucky, like a lot of the time we get stuff that the slip should have been gone months ago because I guess a lot of people in the area maybe don't order them or something. I don't really know. So
Right. And I mean, it's not that big a deal, but I was just really curious, like if you were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I know somebody's watching. They're like, "Who cares? You got the movie, dude. Just it doesn't matter."
Well, you know what else
Trust
kind
me,
of
it
helped
matters to
too
Mark.
was yeah, I'm just looking at them now and I'm trying to think where I got each one. Like, yeah, a lot of those were all pre-ordered, and I didn't realize like how rare Killer Clowns is now. I had no idea that was like very, very out of print. And I didn't know that, and I have it with the
I didn't
slip.
know
and
is the steelbook worth a lot? That's what I've got.
I don't know. I don't know if
No,
it is or not.
I think I've got the FYE exclusive slip or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a steelbook.
I thought you were going to say something about some of my editions looked like they were still sealed, which they're not. But in that video, you see a lot of the shrink wrap on them. On like a lot of those big boxes, sometimes I'll just cut the front open. You can take the stuff out and just leave the cellophane around like the box itself. But I thought that was you going to say. I was like, you're going to be like, why would half of your movie still sealed up there?
I'm not
That's
going to judge.
usually
I do the same thing. But actually,
I've always done that.
you know what you could do, Garrett?
What?
Just send me that Lucas Blu-ray that you have.
See, I didn't realize how rare that was. 'Cause
Dude,
everybody
I
keeps messaging me about it, asking me if it's a bootleg. I'm
I-
like, no, it's Anchor Bay.
I swear, like I've been hunting for that thing for probably well over 2 years. I can't find it for a good price anywhere. I think it's like 120, 130 bucks.
That is
What
crazy.
the hell?
Yeah.
Goddamn, why?
Lucas, bro.
Yeah.
It's Lucas, man.
Tame, man.
Tame, dude. Tame
Is it licensed to drive's kind of rare like that?
Yeah,
too,
that's
isn't
rare
it?
too. Yeah. Yeah.
I've got that one.
And then I had you know what it is? I've kind of figured out, and I don't know why, but it's the Anchor Bay Blu-ray. So for instance, I posted a picture of Freaked on Blu-ray the other day, and everybody was messaging me too, asking me if that was a bootleg. I'm like, no, Anchor Bay put it out. So it must be, I don't know if Anchor Bay is just like, are they just done now?
Yeah, Anchor Bay died like 4 or 5 years ago, I think.
Okay.
There were
Okay, that's
stars for a while, weren't they? And then they
Yeah,
just kind of.
I thought Stars was like keeping their catalog alive. Is that
I mean, they may be, but they're not releasing anything as Anchor Bay anymore. If you go, the website I think is
Okay.
still active, but it hasn't been updated since like 2017, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll
and
have to
there
look
has-
up some of those Anchor Bay ones that I have. Somebody said Detroit Rock City's out of print. I think I have that one too.
Yeah, I've got that.
Yeah.
I have Dogma. I know that one's going for
I got
quite a
that one
bit.
too.
But guys, I mean, it's been a fun time on here. Peter North, still, trying to wine us and dine us, Uncle Bill. Take us out to LA.
I'm a little bit wary of Peter North. I don't
He
know.
can arrange us to hang out with Run DMC and Exhibit.
Okay.
Pay for
He's gonna
flight and
pimp.
hotels
He's gonna
and
pimp your
stuff.
ride up there.
Yep.
That's funny.
But yeah, I mean, these shows are always fun, and we appreciate everybody hanging in with us. We've got over 160 people still in here checking it out, so lots of stuff to come. The 2018 Thai flick, The Pool. Never seen it.
I've only seen one movie called The Pool. I think it was a slasher with James McAvoy from like 2001 or something.
Sick.
Alyssa Milano's in here, the star of Teen Wolf 3.
That's good.
Stars has all the Lionsgate stuff. But what else do you guys got coming up on your channels here, Mark? I know you're always working on some stuff.
I actually just got my PC back up and running, so I'll be working on some stuff. I've been down for quite a while. It's been awful, but I'm back up now, so we'll see what I come out with. I'm not sure yet.
Cool. And Garrett, what you got coming up on Born to Be Rad and the Rad pack and all that stuff?
So we announced last night the Rad Pack has us doing a Rad Pack Extreme is the next episode, and that's going to be live in July. This week you can find on my channel at Born to Be Rad, I'm going to be doing the first episode of this little series called Anchor Bay Archives, where I'll showcase just cool Anchor Bay like limited titles. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Reanimator set, the one that came with a little pen and all that other junk. So
Nice.
that'll be starting this week. I'll probably do one of those every once in a while. And then what else do I have? Oh, and then I have Rad Company at the end of the month, and my guest is Captain Horror. So that'll be on my channel. I think it's like the last Saturday of the month. So those are the two big ones I have planned.
We had to have a captain battle, Captain Horror versus Captain B plan, but it had to be like 4:15 in the evening before Steve goes to bed. And Uncle Bill, I think you're going to be having another tour tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, so tomorrow we're doing Joe D'Amato on Uncle Bill's tour of Italy, and that's going to be with Carter Detention and Bagalava. And then at some point, Rambo, me and Mark and Rambo are going to be doing like Van Damme movies. I don't know. Is he doing those on Thursdays, or did he say, like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the plan. Every
Okay.
Thursday.
So every Thursday we're going to be doing a new Van Damme movie. So I think it would either be Cyborg probably next, and then Kickboxer after that. We're just going to go through all the different Van Damme movies.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I think the next big show that we're all going to do together is the second annual Horror Media Hall of Fame, and those are fun shows, man. We only did one last year, but
Yep.
I have a lot of fun doing that because we've all been collecting this media and stuff for many, many, many years, and this is covering like some of our Hall of Fame worthy VHS tapes, even laser discs, DVDs, Blu-rays, 4Ks. So all the different formats will each be picking two releases a piece, and it's going to be a fun time. I think it's a week from tonight, 10 p.m.
Cool.
It's going to be, what is it, like year two? What do they call it? The class? Oh, the class.
The class of 2023.
Come, make sure to come and check out the class of 2023.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait, CK, you're selling off your wrestling stuff, right? Or some of it?
By VHS stuff, yes.
Okay.
I just don't have room, man. And eventually, like if somebody doesn't properly they're properly taken care of, but I never watch the VHSs anymore, man. They're cool and everything, but yeah, I'm going to eventually be selling some of those off, trying to make some room. And
You got anything that's like not on the network? Like anything super rare or
Like those super tapes maybe or something?
Yes, I have all kinds of the compilation stuff, the Coliseum video clamshell stuff, the best of the WWF, the Hulkamania tapes. Which
You have
are
the
all
one
fun.
with the Zeus and Hogan cage with Macho.
Which
and all
one
over
was
that?
that? Which one?
I think that was like the one they did. It was like that post No Holds Barred match or whatever.
I may have it. I'm not really sure. I have some of the WCW stuff too, which I may want to hang on to some of that because I've got some like the 91, 92, 93 era. That's like my favorite time from WCW. But yeah, if anybody's interested, just give me a holler and I can send photos and everything because I have quite a bit.
That might even be a cool show though, like wrestling physical media. I mean,
I'd
it'd
like
be a
that.
lot to do, but like a few parts maybe cover the VHS era. I have a ton of DVDs.
The
So
history
quite
of
a few.
Coliseum video.
No,
No,
I have
I
a
mean,
lot
we
of those DVDs too. I would never get rid of the DVDs because I think wrestling's in a similar boat as like what we were talking about with French Connection. Like once they sell or whatever, well, you don't know what the hell's going to happen to that library, man. It could get
Mhm.
chopped to bits. They could. I mean, even the network now doesn't have everything.
Yeah.
Where the
Yeah,
old network
right.
did. There's a lot missing in the network now that Peacock grabbed it. So like these DVDs that I was like this close to getting rid of, I'm so glad I didn't because they're gonna get chopped to bits eventually, and there's a lot
Well,
of stuff we'll never
If
see
you think
again.
about it, though, yeah, the way things are headed right now, like a lot of those storylines from the
Yeah.
late '90s, early 2000s, yeah, that shit's not going to fly.
No, so
I mean,
I'm
there's
definitely hanging on to it.
there's so many things like that they did release on DVD, VHS era as well that was I'm pretty sure wouldn't go over well today. So I know it's edited on the network. So I'm definitely hanging on to all my stuff. I got
Mhm.
quite a few Blu-rays as well, but at some point they just stopped releasing because they used to do like the documentaries of
Right.
a specific wrestler. You get like the first disc, it was like the life story of the wrestler.
Yeah, I
And
used to
then
love those
yeah, and then
Mhm.
the second disc or third disc was all like matches like
matches.
selected by the wrestler.
And they would have
So
rare stuff on there too sometimes, like
Mhm.
stuff that you'd never seen before, like house show matches and stuff.
Yep. And none of
Re-
that's on the network.
Real Fright wants to know how we organize our movies.
It's different. I do it in this room is all boutique organization by boutique label in little sections, and then if you go into like my main library, and I have like one wall's all horror, but it's all by like mostly by franchise, and if it's not by franchise, it's by label, and then I have like a non-horror section, and that's kind of how I organize my stuff.
I just throw everything on the floor. I don't give a shit.
And uses a green screen so it looks all organized.
Yeah, that's it.
What about you, Uncle Bill? I'm curious how you organize your shit.
It's all organized by studio. So oddly enough, like I've got like all the Screen Factory stuff in one spot,
Mm.
all the Arrow stuff in one spot, like yada yada yada. That's how I organize mine, and it's alphabetical by studio like that.
Alphabetical.
Alphabetical.
I am dumbfounded by anybody who does that because you have to always move shit all the time. You get stuff in. There's no way I could handle
Well,
that.
you got to update it once a month. Just that way you don't have to fool with it very often.
Yeah, that's
But,
crazy.
I've got all my non-horror stuff in the living room area. That's another gigantic shelf like this one here, which you can't really tell, but I have all that alphabetically in there, and then by studio and the non-boutique stuff, it's all horror back there, but it's like on top alphabetical and then by studio.
Yeah, that's the best way to go, I think.
Yeah, because there's all kinds of random ones that's, mainstream studio stuff or,
Mhm.
some of the smaller label stuff. I just have them all together. Oh, God.
Oh, what happened?
That damn
Oh.
internet.
We lost
He,
UP.
he,
Cracker
he
bottom
yawned
internet
and then he was
strikes again.
gone. He like literally yawned and then just disappeared.
So yeah, I guess we're done though, guys. I mean, we appreciate everybody tuning in and everything, and hopefully, if we got the list and stuff together, we can do because there's many years of this aerial video stuff, so we can
Mhm.
do those a little bit more often, maybe. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being on here, and we will definitely have to do it again. So, anything else you guys wanted to mention on here?
No, it's a good show. Again,
Yeah, fun.
it actually makes me kind of sad that I don't have any of these anymore, but I've got to stay strong and not go on eBay and try to find them.
Don't do it.
And there's some good ones to come, guys. Like I didn't have a lot from this list, and I did have a lot of these window boxes, but so I think like year 2 is really strong because there was a lot of good ones we haven't talked about yet. So make sure to definitely come back and check this out. And then if we keep going strong, like I said, we can start talking about when they hit the US, and that's the ones I have a lot of now. So
Yeah, there was a big Kickstarter campaign and everything, and we'll talk about all that too because they really upped their game when all that went down too. So,
mhm.
but anyway, guys, check us out: Stuntman Marq, Born to Be Rad, and Deadpiss.com. Yeah, give us the thumbs up,
Up your butts.
like,
subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a if you do or
I
don't.
want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on
No,
YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that, pal.
No, don't you
Yeah.
dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit radio shirts. You can get Last South on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Pit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows and fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.